Hey everybody. Uh, so, kind of in a follow-up to uh, a conversation that I had yesterday, I remembered a book that I read a number of times a long time ago. It's a fantastic book. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And there is a couple of chapters that speak of the riches of the mind. In particular, there's one saying in there, which is that more gold has been mined from the mines of men than has ever been mined from the face of the earth. I'll say that again. More gold has been mined from the mines of men than has ever been mined from the face of the earth. And here's the book, by the way. I hope that doesn't come out in reverse. But in any case, let's talk about what that means. Material things, money, houses, cars, all those kinds of things, they are an accumulation of effort. You know, they are things that you've put together and they represent work that you've done or the fruits of labor. But those things can be taken away from you. A house can burn down. A car, you could crash a car. Money, you could lose everything. I lost everything after 9/11. I had an apartment. And I lost my job, and all the money that I had went quickly down the drain. And so not only was I devastated by that and devastated by 9/11 and, you know, just feeling generally like shit, but I didn't have the tools to deal with it at the time. I wasn't strong. And the power of my mind, the gold that's in my mind, wasn't there. You know, it was more like a coal mine than it was a gold mine. So if we want to get some gold, what we have to do is we got to go old school, just like the old miners that went out to California and, you know, they took that little pan and they dipped it in the river and they sifted for the gold nuggets in order to get all the sand out. Well, that's what we have to do with our mind. In order to get to that gold that's in your mind, you have got to allow your mind to be nourished, to become strong, to find those golden nuggets after sifting through the sand. And so what does that mean as far as like our daily lives? Well, in our daily lives, very often we don't breathe. We don't take the time to stop and think. We don't take a walk like I'm doing right now, where we allow our mind to put things together, to recombine thoughts that we have or things that we learn. After all, if you think about all the things that people create ideas and when people come up with something new, it's nothing but a recreation of knowledge that you already have into something that's new, into a new thought, into a new idea, into something that can be used. And in order for that to happen, you got to give your mind some space. It's got to be able to breathe. It's got to be able to do those things. So sometimes you take a walk, you know, instead of listening to music, don't listen to music. Instead of watching TV, don't watch TV. Give your mind that breathing room. And the other important thing about that is also giving yourself the emotional breathing room. So what that means is that people could have all sorts of negative thoughts that they have and that they try to drive into your mind. And it's not even just about negative. Sometimes it's just a simple lack of belief. It's like, I don't believe that you could do something, and therefore you can't do it. Lots of people try to do that all the time. So in order to get around that, what you got to do is you got to shut that out, and you've got to be able to say to yourself, you know what, I appreciate you, I love you, and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, I can't listen to you right now because you're an obstacle in order for me to get where I want to go. So that's what I mean by digging for that gold that's in your mind and not letting those people put all that sand in your little sifter in order to prevent you from reaching that gold that's in your mind. Those people will put sand in that box. They'll put the sand in there in order to prevent you from reaching those golden nuggets that are there. So I hope that helps. I really recommend Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's not just about wealth building or about money even. There are so many positive things in this book that apply to life that they're applicable in many different forms. So despite the fact that, you know, it uses the word rich and it talks about money and all that kind of good stuff, my suggestion to you is to keep an open mind if you read it, and think about the things not necessarily in terms of physical and material riches, but think about it in terms of emotional and mental riches, things that can make your mind rich, things that can make you strong. And at the end of the day, I think you'll find that, you know, there's always room for growth. There's always room for you to accumulate more riches up here. And at the end of the day, no one can take that away from you. People can take away your car, they can take away your house, they can take away your fucking money, but they can't take away the mindset. They can't take away what you put in your mind, what you cultivate, what you go out there and plant the seeds. But it takes work. And you got to be able to do that work. You got to be able to go into that garden, you know, get the soil loose, plant those seeds, and watch it grow. And it's going to take time. So one of the hashtags that I like to use is outwork and outthink. 2 hashtags. So outwork yourself even. You know, push yourself to go harder, push yourself to go longer and farther. Outwork who you are today, become a stronger version of yourself tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.